In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on November 3rd, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Dallas Cowboys versus Atlanta Falcons. Sunday afternoon promises a significant clash within the National Football Conference as the Dallas Cowboys travel to face the Atlanta Falcons. This will be the first time these two teams have met since their 2021 matchup, in which Dallas thoroughly dominated with a commanding 43-3 victory at home. The Cowboys come into this game on the heels of a tough 30-24 road loss to the San Francisco 49ers, just narrowly missing the cover as 5.5-point underdogs. Meanwhile, the Falcons are riding high after a solid 31-26 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where they managed to cover the spread as slim half-point favorites. This Week 9 matchup between Atlanta and Dallas holds major implications in the National Football Conference, with both teams needing a win for different reasons. Atlanta aims to create more distance from Tampa Bay in the race for the National Football Conference South crown, while Dallas is hoping to halt a 2-game skid and regain momentum. However, the Cowboys might find that easier said than done, especially given their current health issues. Key defensive players, pass rushers Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, as well as cornerback Daron Bland, have all missed recent time on the field due to injuries, and it appears none of them will be available for this game. This could prove particularly problematic against an Atlanta passing offense that seems to be hitting its stride. Last week, Kirk Cousins averaged an impressive 9.5 yards per attempt against the Buccaneers and threw 4 touchdowns, highlighting the Falcons' offensive potency in recent weeks. The momentum appears to be on Atlanta's side, as they have emerged victorious in 4 of their last 5 games, whereas Dallas has lost 4 of its last 6. Upon closer inspection, Dallas' 3-4 record might be more concerning than it initially appears. Their 3 wins this season came against teams with struggling offenses: the Browns, Giants, and Steelers. The Cowboys' victories have only come against Deshaun Watson, Daniel Jones, and Justin Fields, with 2 of those wins decided in the final moments of the game. Only their Week 1 win against Cleveland could be considered a clear victory, but even then, Dallas didn't perform particularly well, amassing under 300 yards of total offense and capitalizing on numerous Browns errors. Head coach Mike McCarthy appears to be under significant pressure, and reports suggest that frustrations within the locker room are mounting after consecutive lopsided losses to the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. Given these dynamics, the Atlanta Falcons to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. While this game has a relatively high projected total, it's challenging to back the over when both teams bring such shaky defenses to the field. However, it's worth noting that neither team has been especially efficient in the red zone. Dallas currently holds the league's worst red zone offense, and Atlanta ranks in the bottom 10 in this category as well. Although fans can likely expect plenty of movement up and down the field, there's little assurance that either team will consistently convert drives into touchdowns. For that reason, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo Bills. On Sunday afternoon, the Miami Dolphins will face off against the Buffalo Bills in a key American Football Conference East matchup at Highmark Stadium. The Dolphins, currently sitting at a disappointing 2-5 record, are aiming to bounce back after suffering a tough home loss against the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, the Bills, who hold an impressive 6-2 record, are coming off a decisive road victory where they dominated the Seattle Seahawks. This game holds significant weight in the division, as the Bills seek to maintain their lead while the Dolphins fight to keep their season hopes alive. One player who has been especially challenging for the Dolphins in recent seasons is Buffalo's quarterback, Josh Allen. Allen has consistently delivered standout performances against Miami throughout his career, compiling an impressive passer rating of 110 in 13 games against them. Over those contests, he has racked up over 3,500 passing yards and thrown 34 touchdowns, with only 7 interceptions. Earlier in the season, in Week 2, Allen led the Bills to a commanding 31-10 victory over the Dolphins Dolphins in Miami, showcasing the strength and efficiency of Buffalo's offense. Although Buffalo's offense hit a brief rough patch earlier in the season, they have generally been dominant, especially in home games. Offensive coordinator Joe Brady has maximized the unit's potential, and despite the absence of star wide receiver Stephon Diggs, the Bills' offense remains highly balanced and effective in all aspects of the game. They currently rank 5th in expected points added per rush and 3rd in expected points added per dropback this season. Rookie receiver Keon Coleman is showing promising development. Khalil Shakir has stepped up as a reliable target, and the recent addition of Amari Cooper provides another weapon for opposing defenses to contend with. Miami's defense has struggled compared to previous years, and with James Cook and Buffalo's powerful run game, the Bills may look to replicate their Week 2 performance, where they effectively dismantled Miami by halftime. Meanwhile, Miami's quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, has not had much success against Buffalo's defense. In 8 career games against them, he has thrown just 7 touchdowns with 10 interceptions. Buffalo's defensive strategy often involves playing 2 high safeties, creating a shell defense to limit big plays and force the Dolphins to work methodically down the field. This tactic has proven challenging for Miami in past encounters. Although one might expect the Dolphins to come out with intensity and try to salvage their season, their recent performance against Arizona didn't show much promise. The Bills, on the other hand, appear to be pushing forward and widening the gap in the American Football Conference East standings. Historically, when the Bills secure victories, they tend to do so decisively, particularly when Josh Allen is under center. Given the current trajectories of both teams, the Bills are poised to win this game convincingly. Therefore, the Buffalo Bills to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In their first meeting this season, these teams combined for a total of 41 points in Buffalo's 31-10 victory. Tua Tagovailoa was injured during that game, which impacted Miami's offensive performance. Although Miami's offense may have some success in moving the ball in this upcoming matchup, the current projected total may be set too high, especially considering the strength of both defenses. The Dolphins are allowing an average of only 176 passing yards per game, which ranks as the 5th lowest in the league. Additionally, their passing defense has held opponents' wide receivers to just 121 receiving yards per game, the 4th lowest mark in the NFL this season. Both teams are likely to rely on their ground games, which could lead to long, time-consuming drives with fewer explosive plays. As such, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Jacksonville Jaguars versus Philadelphia Eagles. We've officially reached the midpoint of the football season as we head into Week 9, with plenty of thrilling matchups on the horizon. This week, we'll focus on an exciting showdown between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Jaguars have had a challenging season so far, sitting at just 2-6, while the Eagles come in with a much stronger 5-2 record. The Philadelphia Eagles will look to extend their winning streak to 4 games when they host the Jacksonville Jaguars this Sunday afternoon. Philadelphia has shown remarkable improvement recently, winning their last 2 games in dominant fashion, signaling a shift in momentum after a slower start to the season. Under head coach Nick Sirianni, the Eagles have looked rejuvenated, with a commanding 28-3 win over their division rivals, the New York Giants, in Week 7, followed by an impressive 37-17 road victory against the Cincinnati Bengals. Quarterback Jalen Hurts and running back Saquon Barkley have been performing at an elite level, helping drive the team's recent success. Hurts has managed to avoid interceptions over his last 4 games and has added 5 rushing touchdowns in just the last 2. Barkley, too, has been a consistent force, eclipsing the 100-yard rushing mark in back-to-back games, bringing his season total of 100-yard games to 4. On the other hand, the Jacksonville Jaguars have struggled mightily this season, making a strong case as one of the league's least successful teams, if not one of its most disappointing. Heading into 2024, expectations were high for the Jaguars, but they have failed to meet them, now sitting at a discouraging 2-6. Notably, none of their wins have come against teams with a winning record, which further emphasizes their struggles. Although quarterback Trevor Lawrence has shown flashes of improvement, his inconsistency remains an issue, as he has thrown an interception in 4 of his last 6 games. The Eagles' defense, ranking within the top 10 in both passing yards allowed and yards per pass attempt, has proven difficult to score against, having allowed only 8 touchdowns through the air all season. The Eagles have, however, struggled against the spread as home favorites, going 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games when favored by 5 or more points. Initially, this stat suggested it might be wise to take advantage of a free touchdown. However, Jacksonville's continuous losses and recent injuries make that a difficult prospect. The Jaguars recently lost wide receiver Christian Kirk for the season, and Brian Thomas Jr. remains questionable. Meanwhile, the Eagles appear to be hitting their stride with 3 consecutive wins, boosted by a return to health for many key players. With Jacksonville dealing with a depleted receiving core, it seems unlikely that Lawrence and his squad can keep pace with Philadelphia's stars like Hurts, Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Devonta Smith. Thus, the Philadelphia Eagles to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Philadelphia's offense has been firing on all cylinders recently, scoring 20, 28, and 37 points in their last 3 games, the lowest total being against a formidable Cleveland Browns defense. After early season injuries, star receivers Brown and Smith have made strong comebacks. Brown has been a touchdown threat in 3 of his 4 games this season, with no fewer than 84 receiving yards in any game. Smith, meanwhile, has returned from a concussion and has scored in 2 of his 3 games back. They'll be up against a Jacksonville defense that has been particularly susceptible to the pass, ranking second to last in passing yards allowed per game, third to last in yards per pass attempt, and tied for the most touchdown passes surrendered. On offense, the Jaguars should contribute somewhat to the scoring total, despite their struggles. Trevor Lawrence has picked up his pace in recent weeks, throwing multiple touchdown passes in 4 of his last 5 games after managing only 2 in the first 3 games of the season. A reasonable prediction would be a 28-20 win in Philadelphia's favor, though it's likely the Eagles could score even more. Given these factors, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.